So now I'd like to take you through what we call the SCARF model. You can see my presentation?
Yes, we can, Monique.
Yeah. So as I've said, pleasant feelings broaden and build us, and pleasant feelings narrow and limit us. Yeah. And the science of emotion, they say the brain actually works in two ways. Yeah. When you have positive emotions, it actually brings reward. You feel, when you feel satisfied, for example, when you feel your life is meaningful, when you feel you're valued, when you feel you're useful, then the brain behaves in such a way that it broadens your thinking. And as it broadens your thinking, you're able to become creative and you're able to engage more. On the flip side, when you feel threatened, as you see something that's not good to you, the brain tends to conserve its energy. For example, when there's a concern, or when you're worried about tomorrow, or when you feel frustrated, or even right now, things don't seem to be working. So you get stressed. So what happens to the brain? It's like it wants to conserve the energy within you. Your thinking narrows. And when your thinking narrows, even opportunities become limited. And before you know it, you get disengaged. And probably that's what you talked about earlier this morning. Yeah. Now a lot of people are going through mental illness. When you think about it, it all begins in the mind. It all begins with the emotions within you. Yeah. When you have negative emotions, you retract. When you have positive emotions, actually you open up. And actually the way we feel, when you think about it, influences your decisions. If you have positive decisions, it influences your behavior. When it influences your behavior, it influences your productivity. And I'd like us just to take a moment. Yeah. Let's just think, let's not even go too far. In the last 24 hours, or even since the session this morning, what kind of emotions have you been going through? Just take a moment and think. What kind of emotions have I been having within me? Have I been happy? Have I been joyful? Have I been satisfied? Have I been feeling creative? Have I been in love? I don't know. Those are just a few that I'm thinking about. On the flip side, have you been feeling sad? Have you been feeling stressed? Have you been feeling this is the end, I can't take it? Have you been feeling worried? Have you been feeling frustrated? If we had time, I could list some of the emotions, but just let's hear. What are some of the emotions that you've been feeling in the last 24 hours or since this morning? Anybody willing to share? I must say I can start. For a moment, I was stressed. I was wondering, what do I tell these young people? Before I talk to somebody and tell me, Monique, you can do it. You've done it before. And by the way, the moment I was told that, I relaxed. But before I was told that, you should have seen me. So initially I was stressed, but when somebody else encouraged me, I was relaxed. So that's me, the last 24 hours. I've just given you two of the emotions that I've had in the last 24 hours. Somebody else, what have been your emotions in the last 24 hours or since this morning?
I have to say, Monique, I'm going through it right now. We've had over 200 registrations and I'm looking and I'm like, where are the people? Did we not send the link? And, so I'm having those anxiety moments at the moment, yes. Yeah, so a lot of anxiety.
And when you're anxious, if you'd allow me, Lorraine, normally when you're anxious, what happens to you as a person?
I'll have all manner of issues. I'll use the bathroom 50 times. I'll be very agitated. I'll be very, very irritable. Yeah, for me, those are the things that happen. I'll have very bad stomach pains. Yes.
And you know what, Lorraine, I can identify with you, especially the bathroom one and getting irritable.
Yes.
And let's just take it a little further. When that happens, how do you behave? Or how do you present yourself around the people around you, or even if it's something you needed to do?
I guess for me, unless you know me very well, you will not realize that I'm going through that pressure, because I'll still try and put, a brave face and, behave like everything is fine. But the inside, I am literally dying. And people who know me will know there's a look I'll have on my face that tells you she's panicking and the world is coming to an end and we are under attack, But on the outside, those who don't know me will see, like now I'm put together. I'm not panicking. People will join. We are fine.
I hear you. And for me, if I could say, like, identify with you, yeah, when I'm in such a state, what I'd otherwise take an hour to do, I take like the whole day to do it. And in some circumstances, I don't even complete what I needed to do. And if I'm very irritable, sometimes I end up rubbing people the wrong way. So as opposed to getting help from people, I end up doing things myself, which I've discovered is not the smartest way of working. You always need to work with people. Yeah. So EI is a set of abilities to do with emotions. But for us now, we need to ask ourselves, what set of emotions do I want to have? And specifically, EI is the ability to perceive. Yeah. First and foremost, perceive yourself and others and the environment around you. And once you're able to perceive that, the next thing you need to understand, yeah, how do I present myself when I'm like this? How do others respond to me when I'm in this situation? Going back to the 6 competencies that I initially talked about. And if you're able to do that, emotional intelligence is also about expressing yourself. Then you ask yourself, how do I express myself so that I'm able to get results? And in addition to expressing yourself, how do you reason? First and foremost, with yourself, because it begins with self. And once you're able to reason with yourself, how do you translate that and ask yourself, how do I reason with others? Because if you're able to do all those, then that way you're able to manage emotions within yourself and within others. So emotional intelligence, in summary, yeah, is applied emotions in your environment, whether now or in the future. And the thing is, how do you use your emotions to get positive results? Because remember, when you are positive, even yourself, you tend to perceive positivity. You tend to see opportunities. You tend to interact with people better. And when you're able to do that, chances of getting positive results are high. But on the flip side, when you have negative emotions, or if you're not able to manage your emotions in a positive way, then it affects, first and foremost, it affects you. And because again, we don't live in an island, it affects the people around you. So the question you need to be asking ourselves is, how do I come out? How do I present myself? And the best way to do that is first and foremost, understanding yourself. What brings out positive emotions in me? what brings out negative emotions in me.